demonstration video of the card sorting activity. In this video, we will show you how you will participate in the online card sorting activity. So you will receive an email from the research team. So you can log into your student mail and you can click on the email from the research team and they will send you to links. The first link is the consent form. So you can go ahead and click on that consent form, and that will take you to the place where you will need to fill in the consent before you participate in the online card sorting activity. So do take some time to read through this consent form. Once you have read through this consent form, then you can go ahead and read and give your consent to each of these items given here. So for example, I have been given an information sheet containing the nature and the objectives of this research project, and I've had an opportunity to have any questions answered. I can click on yes. I agree to take part in this research project. Yes. I'm happy to be contacted for more information. Yes. I'm requesting a summary of the completed research findings. Yes. I hereby give my consent to participate in this research. Yes. Once you have filled those necessary information, go ahead and type in your name, enter your USP student ID, enter the date that you are performing the card sorting activity, once you have filled in all those details, go ahead and click submit, and you are done with the consent form. Go ahead and close that link. Now that you have given your consent, we will now click on the second link, which will take you to the place where you are going to be performing your online card sorting activity. Now that you have opened up the site where you're going to be performing your online card sorting activity, on the left of your screen, you will see some cards which are in white. Those are the cards which you will need to sort in this activity. So what you are required to do is you have to arrange the cards into groups which represent similar cards. So cards which are similar, you are required to group them together in the same group. And you can form as many groups as you think that are necessary. Now at the bottom you will see the blue cards, and that will be done in the second part of the activity. So in the first part, we are going to be forming our groups, putting these cards into similar groups, and then the second part, we are going to give a name for each group that we have created. If you are not able to see the cards clearly, you can always zoom in by pressing Ctrl-, and that should zoom your document to a size where you are able to read the cards. Now you're ready to begin. So you can click on the cards and you can arrange them anywhere in that place, in the space provided in the screen. You can arrange them in the brown area or even in the gray area, as long as the cards which are in the same group are together. So I'll begin with this first card here, which is called News. So I'll create my first group with that. Next card, Undergraduate Study. So you can just click on the cards and move them around, and you can put them in their respective groups. So Undergraduate Study is different from News. They are not related. So I'll create a second group from that. Next card, I have Academic Staff Research Interest. So it has to do with research, so it's different from those two groups that I've formed. So I'll create another group here. Student forum. Student forum. Okay, probably I put it in news for now in the first group, and then I can always change it later based on the groups that I am able to form. Next card, accredited programs. I'm looking at accredited programs, so probably it's related with, yes, it's similar to undergraduate study. These are the uh, different programs which a particular school may offer. So these two would be found together. So I'm grouping those two together. Next, we have events. Events, I will group it with in the first group because it usually comes together with news. So that's why I will group it in the first group. Study awards and scholarships. Study awards and scholarships. Okay, maybe I'll put it in the first group. Contact us. Yes, I'll put it in the first group as well because contact us is usually found with news and events. Institutional and science education research. So this has to do with research. So I'll put it in the third group. Information and advice. Information and advice. Okay, maybe what I can do is I can form a new group with that. Information and advice. So this is where students or website users will be able to go and access these services, information and advice. Maybe what I can do, student forum. Student forum is a form of where student is a way that students can get help as well to post their questions and get assistance. So probably these two cards are related, so I'll put those two together. Next, we have marked assessments. So marked assessments, again, it relates to students, so I'll put it in the last group. Next, current stuff. Current stuff, I'll put it in the first group because it's usually found with news, events, contact us. Current stuff is also associated with that. My next card is computer science and research and information system research. So this deals with research, so I'll put it in that third group because that group I'm thinking it relates to research, so I'll put those together. Welcome, yeah, I'll put it in the first group. Welcome is usually coming with, it usually comes with contact us, news, events, and so forth. Yeah. Next, I have postgraduate study. Postgraduate study, I'm thinking that this has to do with the study programs, so I'll put that in the second group. Research in applied and pure math. So I think this has to do with research as well. So I'll put it in the first group. Technical support. Technical support, yes, I think I'll put it in the last group. So last group would be support, has to do with support, with queries, with information and advice. Okay, I'll put it there. Probability and statistics research. Okay, research, those are areas of research. So I'll put that in the third group. Student course list. I'm thinking it will go in the second group because it relates to the courses which students will take in a particular program of study. Next one, subject study offered. So I'll put that as well in the second group since it relates to study. Now, once I have formed my groups, I can always have a look at all the groups and see if there is any card which I want to change. I can still make changes at this point. So I'm looking at my first group. Study awards and scholarships is probably it has to do with study, so it would not it would be better if it goes in the second group because I'm thinking that second group has to do with areas of study, programs of study, course subjects offered, everything to do with study programs. All right, and let me see other groups. First group has to do with news, events, okay, right? So that's okay for me. From my perspective, undergraduate study, okay, this has to do with all studies and scholarships, all right, that's good. Um, Next one, research, okay, this has to do with areas of research and research interests of academic staff, okay. This is a group, I'm able to group these groups together, put these cards together. Information and advice, student forum, mock assessments, technical support. Okay, right. I think I'm done. I'm happy with my groups. Now, once you have formed your groups, the second part of the activity is for you to give a name for each group. So you can drag one of the blue cards and place them above each group. Okay, now I'm going to give a name for each group. I'm looking at my first group here, news, events, course, contact us, current stuff, welcome. And these are cards, features that you would expect to find on a home page. So I'm going to double click on that blue card and you should be able to type into that. So I'm going to call this group homepage. All right. Next, undergraduate study, accredited programs, postgraduate study, student course list, subject study offered, study awards and scholarship. So I'm going to call this group here study. All right, so everything to do with study in terms of programs, courses, subjects, scholarships, it would be found in this group here. The third group, I can see that it all relates to research and research staff. So I'm going to call this group here research. All right. And then the last group has information and advice, student forum, marked assessments, technical support. So probably what I can do is I can call this group here student support. All right. So this is where students would be able to go and access, get support in terms of advice and information and student forum. They can always post their questions and queries. This is where they can get support for their marked assessments. They can access their marked assessments from there, and technical support as well. If they need any technical support, students can always go there and access those services. Okay, I think I'm looking at the groups, I'm looking at the names. I am satisfied with what I have done. So yes, I'm going to submit this as my result. So once you have completed this, once you have formed your groups and you have given a suitable name for each group, then you have completed the online card sorting activity. In terms of the names of the groups, you can always form a few words that best describes the group of cards that you have created. And then that should complete your activity. All right. So that's it for us. Once you have completed this, the research team would be able to see your result, and then they will be able to note this as your final result. So once you are done with this, you can go ahead and click on, you can close this link, and you can always send a reply to that email that you received from the research team and just notify them that you have completed the online card sorting. Dear research team, I have completed the online card sorting activity. Thanks. And then click send. And that is it. Thank you very much for your time and for your contribution, dear participant. We greatly appreciate your support in this research. Thank you very much and all the best.